Hi, Kiki here. It is Father's Day, June 16th of 2024. I am just doing an unedited video. I'm sitting down. I am just gonna chat with you guys for a few minutes, talk about my Father's Day memories, and hopefully you can share some of yours in the comments down below, and also talk about my husband. No, he's not my dad. My gosh. But he is a dad to our 3 children. I have no notes, I have nothing, just talking from here, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm just gonna literally hit end when I'm done and upload the video, and we'll see how it goes. I am at my pool area. The pool has been open for maybe about a month. Yeah, just under a month. And it's been cloudy. This has been the worst year for trying to clear up the pool right away, but Al has done a great job. Spent a ton of money on chlorine trying to get the cloudiness to go away, but it's getting there. And the weather here in Rhode Island has just been absolutely stunningly beautiful. I was in here all day yesterday. I look like a prune today, but it's fine. It was fun. My friends Michelle and Stacy were here, and we just had a great afternoon. And it's going to be another great day today on Father's Day, which we're going to see our son Chris and his brand new baby and his wife Kendra. We'll spend a little time with them, and then we'll probably go to the cemetery and pay respects to my dad. Al's parents, their cemetery is on the Cape, and it's about a 2-hour ride. We're hoping to get there at some point this summer. I'm gonna move you back just a smidge because the sun is now starting to come over the trees and peek through and get in my eyes. So we're hoping to get there really soon and pay our respects to them. And after the cemetery today, we're gonna just come back here and hang out. That's it. And yesterday, Al worked in the yard all day. And that's why I'm doing this video. It's about Father's Day. Today is Father's Day 2024. And, talking about my dad, great memories of my father. I was adopted, and my mom said I was about 6 months old when they finally took me home. Thank goodness. And, life could have ended up really differently for me if they didn't adopt me. So I will be forever grateful to my parents. They were wonderful. We lived a life. I have my brother Steve. He's 8 years older than me, and he just retired, which is so cool. I'm so happy for him. Worked 25 plus years at the same company, unheard of in today's standards, but he is so happy. Anywho, moving on. My parents did the best that they could. My mom was disabled. She didn't work. She didn't drive. And my dad was a machinist, and he did work at several places. We didn't take a lot of trips. We, grew up in the city of Providence. I had a square cement patio as a kid. That's what I had to play in, but I also had the streets that I went and I skateboarded and I walked and I looked and talked to bugs. I did what I had to do for entertainment. And, when the street lights came on, that's when you knew you had to go home. Or I would hear my mom calling for me from the house. I could be 5 streets away, and I would hear my name being called, and I knew it was time to get my butt back in the house. And I never worried about anything. I never worried about not being safe. I never worried about, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get kidnapped or something. You didn't think of those things back in the day. It was I'm a 70s kid. But my dad provided for us. We had a house. We had food on the table. Was the refrigerator always stocked? There was always something to eat in the refrigerator. Always. And there was always food on the table. There was always a roof over my head. And after my dad passed, I was only 19 when he passed away. My mom, they had and here's the sad thing. They had paid off the mortgage, I think it was 6 or 7 months before he passed away. How sad is that? He didn't even get to enjoy the fact that the house was paid off. I mean, to me, that's just horrible. He was only 55 when he passed away. I'm 57. So again, you do think of those things. I am adopted, but still, you think of these things. He was young. And my mom still continued to keep the house going on her Social Security paycheck. Looking back, I don't know how the woman did it, but she did do it. And she did a great job. I was there to help her, cut the grass and take her to doctor's appointments and food shopping and things like that. But she was still responsible for keeping the house going. Now, I was young. I was a late teenager. I wasn't thinking about what she had to do to pay the bills, but she did it. And, going back to my dad, he worked whatever job he could work to make sure everything was done, we were secure, and we had everything we needed. And we did. We did. And I am forever grateful to my dad for working as hard as he did. Again, he was a machinist, not an easy job. He would come home, his clothes smelled like oil. He would have shards of metal in his clothing. And because I remember my mother specifically saying, "Oh my gosh, Steve, I gotta put this in the laundry. It's gonna ruin the washing machine." You remember these things. But that was his job. That was what he did. And that is how we survived. It was kind of like he was a coal miner. Not really, because he was in a shop. But he worked in a machine shop with no air conditioning. He would come home completely and utterly exhausted and dirty and just doing what he had to do. And you look at today and go, my gosh, the people that have to work like that, you have to give them so much credit, because I don't think those people are highlighted enough, and we need those people to keep everything going. However, I think things are run so differently today. We have computers, we have AI, we have so many different ways of getting that type of work done that I don't know. I'm just talking out of my wherever, but do we have a lot of jobs like that anymore? I don't know. So I am forever grateful to my dad for working as hard as he did, and for, keeping us in our home, keeping food on the table, and just, loving and providing for his family. And now we move ahead to my husband, Al, who is the father of our 3 children, and he has a son, Alex, from another marriage. And now he has his own children. And, when our 3 kids were young, Al, when I tell you, he worked his butt off. He worked his butt off. And I look back and go, oh my gosh, because we just talked about this the other day. When my kids were really little, he would walk in the house and I would hand him a child, and he goes, I would be exhausted when I came home. He would there were jobs that Al had. He would travel an hour and a half, 2 hours each way for the job. Then he would be on the road selling for the job. I, selfishly, didn't really think of all of that at the time. I didn't, because I was raising 3 kids basically by myself, because young in our marriage, we lived in Massachusetts. My mom was still here in Rhode Island. So besides being on the phone with her 5 million times a day, and our phone bill was always really expensive. We didn't have unlimited calling back then. Like, Al's job was paying for our phone bill. I know. It was very close to my mother. But she kept me sane, raising the 3 kids. And, I didn't really think about how he felt when he got home. I didn't. And I know, whatever you say about me, it is what it is. I wasn't thinking, oh, he must be exhausted, let me go and, take the kids away from him again. No, I wanted them to know their father while they were awake, because they had a bedtime. 7:30, they were in bed. And Al would get home 6 o'clock, 6:30. I wanted them to have a relationship with their father. However, I really didn't think about how exhausted he was. So Al, I'm sorry about that. I am, 30 plus years later. I hope you forgive me. But I was just thinking of my own exhaustion of, my kids are less than 2 years apart. And my boys were, they had medical issues when they were babies. It was a lot. But I guess the moral of the story is we all get through it. We all figure it out. We all work really hard to make our family's life as great as possible as we can for our kids. That's what we as parents do. I clipped coupons. I did whatever I had to. I watched kids, I don't know, half an hour before school started to make a few extra dollars every week to help supplement our family. And we didn't take a lot of trips either with our 3 kids. It was expensive. And when the circus was still a thing, I'll never forget it. My mom paid for the 3 kids and myself and her to go to the circus. Because we just, even though Al had really good jobs, it was a lot of money to support a family. I don't know how people do it now, but at the end of the day, people do it today because they have to. If they have children, you don't have a choice. You figure it out and you make it work. And just like we're kind of at the point in our life right now, I have to make things work for the 2 of us. And Al has to as well. It's just, yeah, we're older, but things are expensive and we're not elaborate people. We're not taking trips. We're not doing a lot of things. That's why I feel like our pool is our escape. Our pool is our sanction. Sanction. We don't have any sanctions here. Our pool is our sanctuary. I told you I'm not editing this video. And this is basically our getaway. So I said, yeah, we have to open the pool, because I was like, maybe we shouldn't open the pool. It's expensive, and it has cost us a lot of money this year. And now, let's see, our dryer just went. He has to have something fixed on his truck, which is now our radio truck. And we have a drain problem. Yeah, and this is what happens, right? But getting back to Al, because this day is all about him, he always finds a way to make things work, and I help him do that too. I'm not just sitting here, floating in the pool, making him figure it out. No, we both work as a team, and we do it together. And that's why I have to celebrate him today and say thank you, Al, for everything you've done. You sacrificed for our family. You gave our children everything they needed and then some. You made sure we always had a fantastic roof over our heads. You made sure we had more than enough in our refrigerator. You made sure that if the kids wanted to do sports and dance and all of that, you provided for them to have that happiness and joy in their lives. And you did this for not only the kids, but you did it for me too. And I am forever grateful to you, Al, for being the best dad to our 3 kids that you could ever imagine to be. Really, you did a lot. You did a great job, and you still continue to do a great job. And, as much as I can sit here and hope and pray that the kids realize what you have done for them, I know that someday they will, because I didn't realize what my dad had done for me until later in life. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Because when we're young, we just really don't get it. And some people do, not everybody. Some people are fortunate enough to get it early on in life. I was a stupid teenager. I can sit here and admit that. However, before my dad passed, I was able to thank him, and I was able to, let him know I appreciate what you did for me. And I do hope that our kids realize what Al has done for them. I hope that every one of you out there who is a dad and who has raised children or are raising children I hope that you're appreciated. I hope that you are loved, and I hope that everything great and wonderful that you do for your kids and your family is respected and is appreciated, because really, as parents, I feel like, anyway, this is coming from me, and it's coming from Al. I can speak for him as well. We don't expect anything. We don't expect gifts on holidays. We don't expect you to buy us presents. You know what? We just would love to have your time. And I'm not even going to sit here and say we expect your time. We would love to have our kids' time. It's all we care about. Because at the end of the day, our life is this big. It's so short. And as my friends and I were sitting here yesterday enjoying the beautiful day and enjoying the blessing that we were able to put this in many, many years ago from our hard work when I was a realtor full time. And Al, was just busting his beans. We literally were sitting here saying, look at how old we are now. And boy, has it gone by fast. So at the end of the day, really, as parents, we just want our kids' time and love. That's it. That's it. So hopefully, for those of you who are dads, I hope you have a wonderful Father's Day. For those of you who are not dads and you're just living life to your fullest, I still hope you have a great and wonderful day. So happy Father's Day 2024 to each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed this unedited video. No, we don't have any sanctions here, just to reiterate. Have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. And take care, everybody. I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you soon.